Once upon a time, there was a little boy called Howard who loved writing stories.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, wubba-dubba-doo. Worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world. He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer.
Welcome to the worst writer in the world with me, Rufus, and my science genius friend.
Professor Me.
Yeah, Professor Me, indeed.
And you want me to tell you all about gravity? To show you my credentials of genius?
This one's not about gravity. This one's about particle physics.
Ah, yeah.
Which you're also an expert
Well,
in.
that's very important in particle physics, of course, gravity, because if you didn't have gravity, then where would all the particles go?
They'd float away, wouldn't they?
They'd float away.
Float straight away.
Go straight to the moon.
They'd be attracted to the moon by some force that we can't understand. Yes.
Well, it's magnetic, isn't it? Because it makes the oceans go backwards and forwards.
Yeah, the metal oceans, yes. That is exactly what happens there, yes. All right, so thank you to the British Comedy Guy for hosting this show. Thanks to our lovely patrons on Patreon for paying us for this show. And thanks to you for listening to this show, Howard. I'm specifically talking to you.
I've not been listening. I don't know what's going on.
Then I withdraw my thanks. Thanks
I lie, of
retracted.
course. I lie, of course. Of course I've been listening, and I've been loving it. What a fun time we had last week.
Well, in that case, let's start with the plot so far. But we'll start at the beginning, shall we? Because this is a story about some journalists.
Correct.
Called one in particular called Penny, and her sidekick photographer Carl, who's got tins on his head for some reason, and wants to sleep with her, but she's not interested. Right?
No.
So Penny and her sidekick Carl are investigating a summit where some people are meeting to talk about particle physics, and a company is creating energy.
A company called Eon is creating energy, and
cheap energy.
Yes, and I spoke to our lawyers, the worst writer in the world lawyers, about Eon, and I said it was spelled differently and everything, but they said that it's not good enough and it's too similar, so we're going to have to change it. So from now on, we're going to be using an energy company called British Gus. So that's what we're going to be saying from now on.
I'm afraid the lawyers have just been on the phone to me, and they say that our friend Gus is really unhappy.
Oh, no.
About this. You know British Gus.
Yeah, of course
you
I
know
know British Gus.
Right? Not French Gus. It isn't
No,
French
not French Gus.
No, I'm fine with this. but British Gus is all like, oh, you pair of bastards. So, what happened in episode 2? In episode 2, we met someone called Donald Children. Right? Or Don Child, for short. And he was watching the building of British Gus, formerly known as Eon. And actually still known as Eon. Don't worry, everybody, we're not going to really do that.
No, we're not going to do that.
But then he got a number with his machine and then disappeared into the ground.
That's right? Yes.
He fell into the ground. That was weird. And then Penny and Carl tried to lie their way into the summit building by making fake IDs, right? But that didn't work.
It didn't work. It worked very poorly. It anti-worked, especially for Carl, who got his head restrained. And then
got his head immediately
and Penny was
restrained.
like, fuck this, I better dress up as a clown. Quick!
Yeah. So Penny needed a backup plan. And let's find out how that backup plan is working, shall we?
Yes, let's.
All right, so you might remember that Penny stole some makeup and water to make herself look ill. Right?
Yeah, that's usually has the opposite effect, doesn't it? Water and makeup usually make people look better, don't they?
make you look like you've got a hangover. You wake up, you're like, give me some water, pass me my makeup. Okay, now I can leave the house. No, Penny's bucking the trends.
Yeah.
Penny closes her eyes and collapses into a camera crew. So she's made herself look sick, and then she's like, oh, she's fainted. She's pretended to faint, hasn't she? That's what she's done. All right, next scene. Exterior Paris day.
Wow. I mean, that's not very specific, is it? Exterior Paris.
Narrow it down a bit, Howard. do you want us to shoot this scene on every street in Paris?
Yeah.
An unmarked van with British plates is parked illegally, and there's an expert's voice. I assume it's coming out of the van.
Could be an expert on what?
It doesn't specify.
Porcelain. Let's go with that.
Okay.
This is clearly...
So, anyway.
Clearly from the mink period. Mink.
I'm an expert on porcelain, and I know that this van is from the mink period. Yes, always good when Howard writes an expert on something. No, this is what we call a moon dog. This is what we call a moon dog.
So it's a dog expert.
I am an expert on moon dogs specifically. Not all dogs. That's a wide subject. You need to know a lot to be a dog expert. But I know a moon dog when I see one.
Yeah.
That is one.
Well, who doesn't? It's a dog on the moon, right? I mean, if you're on the moon and you find a dog, I mean, you're just going to say that's a moon dog, right?
That's a moon dog.
Unless it's dead and floating, then you go, that's just a dog from Earth that got here by accident.
Now, when we switched off the dog gravity, that floated up here.
That dead floating dog, that's Laika, right? Is that what he's called? The Russian dog?
Yeah.
But if the dog's walking around...
That's a live
That's a moon dog, yeah.
That's a live gun.
Yeah.
The thing is, you're absolutely right. If you went to the moon and there were dogs there, you would call them moon dogs.
I would.
And then you would also have to make a difference. You would start calling regular dogs Earth dogs. The only reason we don't call them Earth dogs now is because there's nothing to different. There aren't any space dogs or moon dogs.
Okay.
So we don't say Earth dogs, but they are. All dogs that we know of are Earth dogs.
That's true, but you wouldn't immediately start calling them Earth dogs. It would take a while for that
I
kind
would.
of like...
No, I'd be straight on.
Yeah, you would.
I'm basically waiting for that moment. I've been waiting my whole life to start calling them Earth dogs.
Why not?
I've been really excited. It finally happened.
Why not just start now?
Because people look at me strangely when I say, "Oh, that's a nice Earth dog you've got. Can I pet him?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, fuck off."
Can I give him an Earth bone?
No, put your trousers back. People don't like it. Yeah. So when we discover moon dogs, people will be more accepting of me and my Earth bones.
Yeah.
Now, we may be being a bit unfair to this expert because actually he's going to explain what a moon dog is.
Yeah, it's a dog on the moon, isn't it?
Apparently not, according to this expert.
It doesn't sound like an expert to me. What is he going to say it is that? This is sheep on Pluto? What's he talking about?
Anyway, this is what we call a moon dog, which is a sheep on Pluto. Anyway, I'm an expert, but thanks for giving me money to come on your radio show.
Oh, no, who let him on? That's why people don't believe experts anymore, because experts keep going on the radio and telling you that a moon dog is a sheep that lives on Pluto.
Yeah. This is what we call a moon dog, a lunar halo caused by a refraction of the moonlight by ice crystals.
Wow.
So get your head around that. That's what he actually said.
That's good. Because I thought you were going to say caused by ice cream when you started that sentence. And I was like, this is weird. What's going on?
A lunar halo caused by a refraction of the moonlight by ice cream.
Mint choc chip.
Okay. Interior van day. We're inside the van now. So in the passenger seat is Tucker. Tucker, 38, a mouthy, frenetic American.
Wow.
Oh my God. In his lap, a computer tablet displays a sat-nav.
Wow, this is technical.
In the driver's seat is his British colleague, Burbank, 50, quiet, rotund and balding. You're really interested in how much hair these people have. Well, no, actually, no, and how bald they. He didn't mention Tucker's hair at all.
This is one of those script things. I've talked to you about this before in the past, where questions start arising because most scripts are written by white men about what information you should include. And often in scripts, I'm getting serious now, often in scripts it will say, this person is black. And it's like, why have you mentioned that they're black, but you've not mentioned that the colour of any of the other characters so far? Does that mean we should assume that they are all white?
It's your default position, isn't
Yeah.
it? So you're a hairy person,
Yeah.
so you point out bald
Yes,
people.
exactly.
You're a white person, so you point out black people, for example.
Yeah.
And you're a man, so when a female character finally turns up, she goes, "Here and female, sir."
Exactly. Yes.
In her dialogue, tells you that she's a woman, just in case you haven't known.
So if there's no character description, assume that they are a
they are you.
38-year-old white man with hair and a big penis.
Yeah, who is really good at writing and comedy.
Yes, really good at writing. Yeah.
All right, so they're listening to the radio, and on the radio we've got, but it's not normal for this effect to last more than one night, is it? That much is true, and it must be said, it's taken a very unique form.
Yeah, could you describe that unique form? Does it like a load of plates that piled on top of one another?
Right,
Kind of.
so they're talking about the fact that there's loads of moons.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Ah, right, and so this whole moon
What do you think they were
dog-
talking about?
I don't know. I wasn't keeping up with the conversation at all. I thought they were talking about moon dogs and sheep on Pluto and stuff. They definitely were, right?
They were for ages. Yeah, it's weird that.
Right, so this whole moon dog thing is like the experts actually making stuff up to cover.
He's trying to explain that pile of plates, isn't he?
Yeah, well, when you look up at the sky and it looks like a big pile of plates, we call that a moon dog. Do you believe me now? Do I seem to have integrity now? Yeah, I mean, I was talking about a big pile of plates and everyone was like, oh, he sounds stupid. But then I called it a moon dog and now they're on my side.
Yes.
And the radio presenter's like, but it's not normal for this effect to last more than one night, is it? I mean, we've all seen a big pile of plates in the sky called a moon dog before, but it doesn't usually last more than one night. No. That much is true, and it must be said it's taken a very unique form. Static interrupts the radio. So we're with Tucker and Burbank, who are in a van listening to the radio.
They should put on a podcast like The Worst Writer in the World.
They should, but instead of that, they're listening to someone talk about moon dogs. Which, I mean, actually, in reality, of course, the only place you can hear a man talk about moon dogs is on The Worst Writer in the World. Okay. Static interrupts the radio. Spackman.
Hey!
Spackman.
Spackman!
Spackman.
Spackman!
I can't believe you made a character called Spackman. Spackman, dude.
Yeah,
Hi,
man.
my name's Spackman. Okay. And then we've also got Zelda.
Zelda
coming up.
Fucking hell.
Static interrupts the radio. Heads up, gents. We've got a faller, says Spackman's voice. Next scene. Interior, satellite control, Eon Day. This large room is lit solely by the countless banks of monitors.
Wow.
Solely by hundreds of light sources.
Yeah.
Dozens of non-uniformed computer whizzes. Are at work. I mean, do we say computer? I mean, people say computer whiz kid, right? But do you say computer whiz?
I do, yeah.
Don't say that.
I say computer
I know
whizzes.
you do. I've got the proof right here in my hand.
Yeah.
But is that? I don't know. I feel like whizzes felt wrong, but computer whiz. I suppose you might say it. So it might be a thing that people might say.
Yes, they do,
Computer
and
whiz.
they say it all the time, every day.
Well, I can't disagree, can I? I
No.
mean, you must be right.
Impro proves me
All
right.
right, so dozens of non-uniformed computer whizzes are at work, and that is correct. Spackman, a wired nerd, he's got wires on as well,
He's a wired nerd.
works a huge monitor screen from a small touchpad.
Oh, wow.
A sea of computer code streams across it. Burbank's voice. Well, Spackman says, "One sec, Zelda, patch in Navstar 2. This is one of those scenes that happen so often in movies where there's just basically for about a minute no one really says anything that means anything. They're just talking made up language. This happens in movies so often.
What he should have said is Pac-Man it in. Could you Pac-Man in Navstar?
Pac-Man in Packstar 2.
Oh, she's like, I can't let it. I was trying to eat a ghost right at by accident.
I wanted to do that, but I could not do it because I was busy eating a ghost. She went a bit French then, didn't she? All right, so let's see what Spackman's up to now. I know it's meant to be pronounced Spackman, but that's not much better, is it? Spackman is more ridiculous, but
No, it's not. It's supposed to be pronounced Spackman. It's like his cool hacker name. She's not really
Anyway.
called Zelda. That's like the Legend of Zelda, isn't it? They're not real names.
Are they made up names?
These are the whizzes.
Oh, what, so
These are
you-
computer whizzes.
So, are you honestly saying that she's called Zelda because she likes Legend of Zelda?
Yeah.
And he's called Spackman because he likes...
He's called Spackman because he likes Spackman. Which is a version of Spackman.
He's like...
Pac-Man.
I'm thinking I'm going to call myself Pac-Man, guys. Someone went, no, I don't think you should call yourself Pac-Man. Imagine going to the shops, they're like, what's your name? Like, or you're going to go to your doctors.
That's not what happens. Yeah. When you go to the shops, I want to buy this fruit pastels, please. What's your name? Spackman. You can't have them. You can't have them.
Some shops might.
Get out. Get out.
Yeah. But if this is the pass, they might be paying by cheque.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
going to sign his name.
That's
Pac-Man.
right,
They're
yeah.
like, you're not having these fruit passes. You're trying to write a cheque for Pac-Man. Get out. Get out.
Just because you're trying to write a cheque.
No, mostly it's the Pac-Man thing.
Mostly the Spackman. Spackman.
No, what I'm saying is he's suggesting Pac-Man first.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
they're going,
Ah,
don't
yeah.
call yourself Pac-Man,
Pac-Man.
because when you go to the bank and you're like, hi guys, I want to open an account, and they're like, what's your name? And it's Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, yeah.
They're not going to give you an
Because they
account.
know they're going to steal their fruit.
Eat
Their ghost. So it's like, just add a S on the front, and they won't realise.
Sorry, we're not going to let you eat our ghosts.
I meant Spackman.
Oh, yeah,
By
that's
all
fine.
means, sir.
Welcome, here's your account. Here's your overdraft.
Yeah,
£1 million.
Here's £1 million overdraft, Mr. Spackman. It's just Spackman. But this is Miss Spackman.
Don't call me Mr. Spackman. Although, yeah, this is
Yeah,
my
yeah,
wife.
Mrs.
This is my sister, Mrs. Spackman.
Mr. Spackman was my father's name.
So, Spackman
Hey!
and Zelda are tracking something using computer satellite movie technology.
Wow.
Right? And meanwhile, talking to Tucker and Burbank, who are in the van, on the radio. All right, so it's a bit confusing. We've got Spackman and Zelda at like mission control using the technology.
Yes.
And we've got Tucker and Burbank in the van, and they're talking to each other on the radio. That's how this is working. So anyway, so Zelda says on it. And then it says, Zelda, a bubblegum goth,
Wow.
attacks her laptop keyboard.
Get that fuck off!
Fucking keyboard. Hey, dude, what you doing? Shut up, Spider-Man. I'm hammering my keyboard, okay? It's just something I like to do. On the monitor screen, the satellite provides a map which zooms gradually in. Okay, says Spackman. Okay, I'm sending you the exact location now. Exterior street, sane day on the river. The van screeches to a halt in the busy road. Horns honk as the van holds up the traffic. A moped swerves and the rider almost takes a spill as the doors of the van swing open without a care.
Wow.
Tucker and Burbank leap out and dart across the road, dodging the hectic traffic to the riverside.
Oh.
As they push through the throng of tourists and Parisian lovers. It's an interesting choice, but in this crowd, there are only tourists and lovers and nothing else. No workers, no people X, no joggers.
Well, no, they're at work, aren't they? The
Yeah,
workers.
but no joggers, no
Well,
dog walkers.
They're jogging. They're not in the streets.
This is a crowd specifically for those two types of people, and there's probably police, like not in it because that would ruin it, but around it, stopping it. Excuse me, are you a tourist or a lover?
Yes.
Neither. I'm just
Yeah.
walking me dog. Okay, go please. You cannot go in the tourist and the lovers crowd.
I'm a chef. I'm trying to put my duck in a hole. Can I be here?
No, unless
fucking hell.
you love the duck.
I love a duck very
Okay,
much.
you can go in, but the duck can't. Okay.
And my duck is a tourist.
Oh, okay.
I
you
love
can
my
both-
tourist duck.
Oh, you can both go in, then it is okay.
So mathematics does not eradicate
Oh,
my duck?
Wait a minute, you're not lying to me, are you? Okay, quick, restrain his head.
No,
Hold his head. Let me. Why did you kick and crack the rug? Stand you tell me that. Don't try to tell me that chicken joke. No, let me just want. They're trying to commit suicide. Just shut up, you. Do not try this, okay? I have heard this joke before from an English person earlier. Maybe he wanted to get. Gas work.
Yeah.
It was trying to get past the gas work. Have you thought about that? Shut up. Okay, get his duck and throw him out of here. He is not a lover. So Burbank says, "Got anything?" And Tucker says, "Not yet." "You got anything, Tucker?" "Not yet, boy bank." That's what they should use their names as their opening scene.
Yes, good.
"You got anything? Have you got anything, Tucker?" He's turning into Prince Phyllis. He's turning into Prince Phyllis. It's me, Prince Phyllis. Hello. I'm married to the Queen, you know. All right. "You got anything, Tucker?" "Not yet, boy bank." But then, silently, unnoticed by most, through a plump white cloud, a black-clad figure drops. Okay. So it's someone falling through the sky. Tucker says, "Boy bank, look over here." Tucker and Burbank push through the crowd to race towards the falling man. The falling man comes down with a splash in the Seine. Leaping the gate, Tucker hurries down the steps to the river. Burbank pursues with less grace. Because he's an old man.
Yeah.
Can't keep up with Tucker. As the falling man swims to shore, Tucker is waiting with a friendly hand to help. For someone who has just fallen several hundred feet out of mid-air into a river, the falling man looks good.
Hey, he does.
He is fit and keen-eyed.
Ooh,
His face...
His cock is out.
It is big and good.
Oh, I am on it. I am on it.
He has got a Howard attached.
Right in it.
He is fit and keen-eyed. His face a mixture of scoundrel and hero. He is being played by Harrison Ford. He is forcing a woman to kiss him like usual.
Yeah, he is.
It is a face that women are drawn to beyond their control. Yes, it is.
What? He's got a magnetic,
he's got a
face.
magnetic face. Look at my face. Don't you want to do sex on it?
Yes, please.
The falling man takes Tucker's hand, who helps him up.
I love that, thank you.
In his other hand,
got three
Tucker
hands. Oh,
holds a taser.
Oh, God.
Before the falling man knows what is happening, Tucker has tased him and he is down. Oh, fucking hell. Exterior, street, Seine, moments later. Tucker and Burbank carry the falling man up the steps. It's weird that he's
still falling, is he?
He's like,
He
hasn't
steps.
He
falls up some stairs.
Whilst being carried, he falls up some steps. Very confusing direction. Howard, I'm not sure we can do this. What if he's the being carried man at this point? Is that okay?
Change his name quick.
Tucker and Burbank carry the being carried by Tucker and Burbank man up the steps.
Yeah.
Burbank struggling all the way. Couldn't you have waited till we were at the bloody van? To taser him, I suppose.
Okay.
Could have made him walk and then tase him at the van.
Yeah. Good point, Burbank.
Thank you, I thought it was a good point. Anyway, do you want to hear my joke about going to the swimming pool with my kids?
Do you know anything about a chicken crossing the road?
I'll tell you what I think about chickens crossing the road. I'll tell you what I think about it, right? You think that probably it was a gas probably crossing the road because of the gasworks. Get off my head! Get off my head! All right, so a man just fell out of the sky and into the river.
Yes.
All right, Tucker and Burbank pulled him out of the river and then tasered him and kidnapped him. All right, that's where we are at the moment.
Like he wasn't having a rough enough day as it was, falling out of the sky, getting all wet. It's like, let's taser him and put him in a van.
I tell you what, Tucker, that bloke doesn't seem like he's having a bad enough day. Yeah, let's go and sort him out. Have you got your taser? It seems like they've got a reason. We don't know what it is, right? But I think they might have a reason because since Spackman is telling them where to find this falling man, and then they ran off and tased and kidnapped him immediately.
They just don't
it seems like they're up to something.
They just don't like wet men. That's my guess.
People move out of the way as they carry the unconscious man across the street out into the oncoming traffic.
Wow.
A concerned civilian has alerted a policeman and points out Tucker and Burbank. Get the man that fell out of the sky into a river.
That's a good scene. Oh, it's like a good extra, kind of like pointing something out.
An extra who's not allowed to speak, but is acting their heart out nonetheless.
If you could see this, you would really appreciate this at home. It's amazing facial acting from Rufus there.
I tried to put a bit of noise in so they can just imagine my eyebrows jumping about like squirrels.
Like squirrels, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this about Rufus's eyebrows, but he just feed them nuts.
Yeah, and they have tails.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Tucker and Burbank deposit the body in the back of the van, shackling him in beside another figure who lies face down. So they're just going around kidnapping people in their van.
Kidnapping people that have fallen out of the sky, maybe.
Maybe.
Specifically.
They've got a SPAC man. SPAC man's telling them, "Hey, another man fell out of the sky, guys, and go and get him and put him in your van." That's what's going on here, right? SPAC man's telling them where people are. SPAC man's using his satellite to spot people falling out of the sky, and then he tells Tucker and Burbank, and they go and get him and put him in a van. That's what's going on.
The thing about SPAC-Man, right, is that clearly...
Yeah, what's the thing about SPAC-Man?
Well, I think that SPAC-Man, like, because he's chosen to call himself SPAC-Man, right? I don't think that was his mum that called him that, right? He's not called Fred. He's not called Fred SPAC-Man or anything, is he? That's he's into all things geeky. He's a total geek, right?
Right.
And so he also likes Pokemon, and the plot of Pokemon is you've got to catch them all. So when he sees a man falling out of the sky, he's like, "Hey, you got to go catch that man!" And when he's got all the men and he's put them into like a in some kind of folder, he's got all 52.
Yeah, falling men are just the beginning. Okay, now I'm going to get the not falling men. That's a bigger job,
longer.
but I've got to catch them all the men.
That's right. The falling men are like the shiny ones you get in a packet of panini, right?
Yeah,
they're the best ones. So he's just got a collection, basically. That's what we know. He's the villain. He's definitely the main villain. SPAC Man is behind it all, and he's collecting men. But he's not really the main villain because he's collecting them for someone else. Who is he collecting the men for? Hello, thank you very much, SPAC Man. Have you collected me lots of men?
All right, so the policeman tentatively and fearfully crosses the road, but just as the policeman reaches the van, it roars off.
Amazing.
Next scene, interior van continuous. I think I've pulled something.
This man.
You might have seen him. I just put him in the back of the van. I think I pulled him.
That's not how you pull people. By injecting them and shoving them in your van and shackling them. I think I pulled here. No, you've not.
Static. SPAC-Man's voice. Gentlemen, bad news. Apparently, I can't go around calling myself SPAC-Man because that's really stupid. Turns out my mum called me Keith.
No, his name's Speven Ackman, right? He's just shortened it. Speven Ackman, and he's shortened it.
My name's Speven Ackman. but I shortened it to SPAC-Man because I thought Speven Ackman was a really stupid name, and I wanted a normal name like SPAC-Man, and that like when people take me seriously.
Why did you call me Speven?
Shut up and go to bed, SPAC-Man.
It was the priest at the christening. He just like couldn't spell or something. He wrote down Speven instead of Stephen, and and the rest is history. Or as that priest liked to say, the rest is history.
The rest is history. Oh, sorry. Oh, no, come back downstairs. Don't go upstairs. You don't know what happens up there. And the rest was history. Yeah, that's what that should be. It's like, and of course, Henry Rollins ate the lollipop and thought he recognised the taste of vagina on it, and so he took Sally and Mead upstairs, and the rest is history.
Yes, it's true.
All right, so, gentlemen, bad news.
Oh no.
Tucker says, "Oh hell no! What about Cage's team?
What?
Zelda." Zelda's voice. They are in the A-team.
They're in the A-team.
They are in the A-team. Zell's voice says, they are in the A-team van. Spackman's voice, they're way over town, gents.
What's going on? Who's in the A-team van? Is it the A-team?
Cage's team. No, Cage's team is in the A-team van, so that's weird. So what's going on here? Basically, they're looking for...
Oh, right, yes. So Spackman is phoning them again to say there's another falling man. Is that that's what's happening? In my memory of this script,
so.
there's more than one falling man. I think that other guy in the back of the van's probably another falling man. These are spoilers.
I think that's good. I think we need to be spoiled, right? Because there's people falling out of the sky. And another thing that we know is that Donald Children fell into the ground. When he used his transporter, it said he fell.
Yes.
That's what it called it, right? So I feel like we don't know yet, but we're going to discover there's some link between him falling into the ground and other people falling out of the sky.
I don't know. That sounds like a leap of logic to me. Two very different things.
Well, that's just my guess. But meanwhile, Tucker and Burbank are collecting falling men in the back of their van.
Yes.
And they're being told where they are by Spackman and Zelda. It's not even slightly confusing. It's all really easy to keep up with.
Yeah, it is.
There's a couple of blokes collecting falling men in Paris, and they're being told where they might be by Spackman and Zelda. It's fine.
And there's another, and Cage, Xander Cage from the Triple X,
God, yeah.
he's in the A-team van for some reason, and he's also collecting falling men, but he's in a different arrondissement.
Too far away because of because he's in the A-team van, which is miles away.
In America, probably.
But I think what we need to take from this scene is there's people falling out of the sky, and there's other people in various vans collecting them.
Yes, got to catch them all.
Exterior World Heritage Centre Day. All right, so this is where Penny was like, ooh, trying to get in, right? We're going back to her, I guess. Right. I don't know.
Ooh, is that what she sounds like?
She was posh. She was. It's. I'm just going to dress up as a clown. And then, that's what I remember going on with her. Anyway, a newscaster speaks into camera. Put into place a du jour monopoly. In layman's terms, this coercive monopoly. Interior Infirmary World Heritage Centre Day. A nurse tends to Penny as a TV plays this very news report. If agreed by the UN, would grant exclusive privilege to the Eon Group to be the sole provider of energy across the entirety of the United Nations and perhaps eventually the world.
Wow, that is a monopoly du jour, isn't it? Yeah, Eon are going to stop providing energy for everyone. They're going to get rid of British Gas. They're going to get rid of Eon. The actual company Eon. They're going to get rid of Scottish Power. They're going to get. There's the three I know.
As the nurse finishes with her, Penny immediately slides off the bed and slips out.
Slides off. She's onto the floor. She just rolls off.
Yeah, turns out the nurse wasn't very good at her job because she didn't put Penny on that bed very well. And also she lubricated it first, which is bad.
Bad nurse.
Don't lubricate beds first, nurse. Basically, what happened is that Penny pretended to be ill.
Yes.
Went and fell into a camera crew, and obviously, because she was ill, they took her inside the building. heavily guarded building, gave her to a nurse, and the nurse is quite bad at her job. Not only did she lubricate that bed, but she also is not paying attention to who's meant to be there and who isn't.
Right.
So Penny has made it into the building. What happened to Carl? Who cares?
Right. Who is he? Who knows?
He's in prison now. He's in prison, having his head restrained right now. And Penny does not care about him.
It's what people don't realise about the prisons in France, of course, is they are run by Doctor Who and his companions.
Interior Plenary Hall. Plenary Hall. What's a plenary hall? Does that mean something?
Plenary Hall is the name of one of the halls within the centre, I would imagine. It's called Plenary Hall.
Do you know what the word plenary means? Because I don't know that. Shall I look it up?
What the word plenary means? Yeah, of course I know what the word plenary means.
Okay, you tell me while I look it up to verify your answer.
Okay, the word plenary, of course, means when like Hannibal in the A-Team loves it when a plen comes together.
So weak.
But like sometimes when a plen comes together, it's a hairy plen, and then it's a plenary. So basically, it's
I
a
love
dog.
it when a hairy plen comes together. As Hannibal's famous catchphrase went, I
Yeah.
love it when a hairy dog comes together.
Yeah. So whenever Hannibal solves a problem with a dog, that's a plenary. So
Alright, well,
if it says that in the Webster's dictionary, when Hannibal solves a problem with a dog,
It's got 3 possibilities. So number 1, full, complete, entire, absolute, unqualified. For example, plenary powers. 2, attended by all qualified members, fully constituted, a plenary session of Congress. Number 3, Hannibal liking it when the dog comes together.
okay, that one then, the third one.
All right, okay. So, interior, Hannibal liking it when a dog comes together. Hall, UNESCO Day. All nations are represented here. The more powerful nations on stage, others in the auditorium. Penny sneaks in the back to find the debate running hot.
Penny's in the plenary.
So Switzerland is
Wait,
going to speak first.
The country.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. They're all yelling.
We are talking of excluding all competitors from the market by law.
I have nothing to say about that. I have nothing to say about that. That's probably what people from Sweden sound
That's
like.
my Swiss accent.
Yeah, it's people from Sweden. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Did you say Sweden?
No. And if you rewind it, you will find that it definitely didn't.
That's okay. I mean, you might have been responding to my terrible accent that couldn't be fucking anyway.
That's too confusing anyway, because because of Dutch people, I get confused.
Yeah, well, they're always coming around your house and telling you contradictory information, aren't they?
This is my cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not. That's my
Plank.
I mean, yes. That is a
Look,
thing that
this
happens.
is my cheese. Would you like to see my plank? Look at my cheese on plank. It's the same thing. What
Wait,
the fuck
wait,
is
wait.
going on, dude?
Okay, no, Sean Connery does not come around and say those things. But
So, have you seen my Dutch cheese? I left it on this plank.
He used
wait
to.
a minute. That is my cheese. We stuck it on a plank. Anyway, I think we can all agree a fantastic bit of voice acting by Rufus there.
okay, so Switzerland says a thing, and then another country's going to say
and they're not going to say it again. Unfortunately, they don't have any more lines.
it. Doesn't matter.
And then America.
Oh yeah.
America says, how unexpected for Switzerland to be so partisan.
Wow.
An eruption of mixed response. So lots of people going, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, that's one response. An eruption of mixed response would be like, ooh. Some people going, ooh, and then some. Let's patch these together.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, all right. Go on, you do the mixed response.
Ooh.
But here's the surprising thing,
Yep.
because in response to that mixed response, a chair speaks.
Wow.
And I don't know what accent does a chair have.
Well, it's Jimberly Smythe, isn't it? So it's Scottish, presumably.
Oh, okay. Gentlemen, ladies, please. I was having a really good time just sitting here being a chair.
Being
but
sat
now you've
on.
made me speak and turn back into a person with a mouth. Can you
I
stop arguing with each other?
I had a really nice arse on me 5 minutes ago, and you made it get off. That's probably. Do you think that's why she likes being in a chair, so people sit on her?
No, I don't think it's a sexual thing for Jimberly Smythe. I think
I don't mean it's in a sexual way, but like being sat on just makes her feel warm and farted on.
No, I don't think it's any of those things.
Makes her feel
think it's-
warm and farted on.
No, I think it's an identity
Hold
thing
on, wait a
for
second,
Jimberly Smythe.
no. Makes her feel warm and farted on. I think you were getting it, so I'm trying to say it again.
I got it. I heard it like 4 times.
No, I don't mean in a sexual way. It just makes her feel warm.
I know what you mean. It's not unclear. It's not
farted on.
mysterious. It's not inscrutable. It's fucking very clear. Anyway, back to your genius script.
No, thank you.
All right, so we are at the World Heritage Centre at some kind of energy summit, and we're watching the representatives of each country debating the energy crisis.
Sounds really interesting.
Some people are never satisfied.
Brilliant.
They say put an end to oil-dependent society, to corporations destroying the environment, to absurd tax breaks.
The British PM has an earpiece with the considered pauses in his speech. All right, they're supposed to be considered pauses. I'm skipping them. It is clear to Penny that these are not his words. Someone's feeding him the words.
He's doing it really wrong. No, people say bring an end to oil dependency. What? Say it again. Dependency. What is it? Dependency. People say bring an end to oil dependency.
Paddle. I agree. Fucking ridiculous. No more depundle piddle puddle.
Yeah,
It's clear to Penny that
he is not making this up himself. Yes, absurd tax breaks. Yes. She scans the room and sees Collins feeding the PM his lines. We saw him
Collins,
earlier. Yeah,
like-
Collins. Collins.
paddly pod.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And then to oil the paddly pod. The paddly pod. Daddy paddly pod.
That's it. You have to put it into oily puddly. We've got to put it into oily puddly. I've never fucking liked the English. Fucking English arseholes. I'll show him. All right. Absurd burble tax breaks. We've got to absurd burble tax breaks.
It would explain a lot about British politicians if there was somebody
there's
feeding
some annoyed
person
Irish
who hates
guy.
them feeding their line.
British PM has an earpiece with the considered pauses in his speech. It is clear to Penny these are not his words.
Wow.
She scans the room and sees Collins feeding the PM his lines. Along comes Eon, offering fusion, clean, cheap energy, total transparency, and all we do is treat them with mistrust. Next scene, exterior World Heritage Centre day. Among the various camped news crews, a Fox correspondent.
Wait, hold on a second. Why are all the news crews camp?
All right. Among the various camped news crews, a Fox correspondent, and I think that means the TV channel, not just a Fox that is working for the TV.
Yeah.
A Fox correspondent is talking to camera. Are voting this very moment. The US, China, the Russian Federation, and the UK have already made their intentions clear. Still, Eon require an upfront commitment of the approximately 80% of member states to move ahead. Unseen by those below, a black-clad figure materialises in mid-air.
That's Donald Childs. He's below, isn't he? He's in hell.
Yeah. No, but the whole sentence is important here because a black-clad figure materialises in mid-air.
Wow.
Unseen by the people who are below him, you see, not the people in hell. You're not now starting your sentences with, unknown to the people who are currently in hell,
Right.
Penny goes to the bathroom.
Okay, fair enough. So does that mean that the people in hell can see him then? Because I haven't mentioned them.
It might do.
And no one's seen him because no one's looking up. Because they're
No one's looking at him.
looking sideways or something. Probably looking east. They're all looking east. No one's looking north.
Yeah.
No one's looking north and can see him. Because that's where north is. Here's the thing about a compass, right? Here's the thing about a compass.
You've never looked at one?
No. The thing is, that, because there's something very specific about east and west, right? The thing about a compass is that, if you put it on a wall, right? If it's on a wall, north points up and south points down, but east and west point to the sides.
No,
but
that's not
if
true.
you put the compass on the floor, north points forwards, south points backwards, and east and west point to the sides. So it's true that sometimes north is in space.
None of this is true. Not a single word you said is
If you
true.
take the compass and you put it and you make it horizontal instead of vertical, space is north. That's why I always use east and west just to be safe, because I understand that people, they know what east and west are. They know that east is to the left and west is to the right. No matter where you put the compass. East is always to the right, and west is always to the left, no matter if it's on a wall or it's on the floor.
And space is always up, and that's why compasses.
No, but north is not always up. North is sometimes forwards. if it's on the floor. If the compass is on the floor, but if it's on the wall, then north is space. And that's why it's safe to only use east and west. That's all I'm saying. If you were right, I'm giving you some advice.
You're not safe using any science of any type, even something as simple as north, east, south, and west. It's not safe for you.
I'm making it. I'm helping people at home if they're thinking of writing a book and they want to describe a direction. I'm just telling them that they should, if they want to err on the side of caution, they should use east or west. Because if they mention north, people might think they mean space.
Space, yeah. And if they mention south, people might think they're talking about in hell or digging a big hole.
Or Australia, yeah. But confusingly, of course, you can get to Australia by going east or west as well. If you go far enough.
Confusingly. Yeah. And of course, you can get there by going north.
No,
if you go far
because you go to space then. Australia's not in space, Rufus. Have you not been paying attention to my lesson?
No, I really have. I really have been paying attention, and that's why I'm reacting like this.
Oh no. Yeah, you mean if the compass is on the floor? Okay, yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, in that case, Australia is north. I forgot about that rule.
I just never understood.
There were only 2 rules, and I forgot one of them. But I mean.
That's understandable. They're both so difficult to hold on to. They're both such slippery rules that no human can understand.
Yeah. But I think we're all there now. I think we all understand. We all understand now. What we understand. I mean, what we understand is, everyone's going to have a different experience of it. Some people are going to understand that I'm an idiot, but
and some people worryingly aren't.
Yes. And
some people are listening, going, "Yeah, I think he's got a point."
They're my friends.
Yeah. All right, so at the moment we are outside the World Heritage Centre with the journalists. Unseen by those below, a black-clad figure materialises in mid-air.
Fucking hell.
And underarm, and this, I always assume, like, when I see that in your stage directions, I assume that you're just using, like, he just, like, walks around a corner or something. But in this script, he actually, do you know what I mean? Like, hovers over the desk.
Just, like, materialise.
I'm just so used to the words like that.
Appears.
Yeah.
A man appeared. If a man appeared in midair, that would just mean that he came out a door.
Yeah.
But if he materialises, that means he spins around in a circle, going warp.
Yeah. Then dematerialises and then rematerialises next to a wall.
Yeah, Doctor Who comes out then.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. No, it was only at first. I saw that and I went, oh, yeah, someone walked around a corner. But no, in this script, people do materialise. Yeah. So a black-clad figure materialises in mid-air. Wow. Underarm webbing allows him to soar gracefully downward towards a BBC correspondent who is giving a report.
Wait, is this inside or outside?
This is outside now.
Okay.
Beyond the protesters, you can see Collins
is feeding him.
Yes, Mr. Collins, can you speak more clearly, please? No, I can't. I don't like the BBC either. See, beyond the protesters, you can see
Beyond the protesters, you can see
Beyond the protesters, you can see here behind me who will lose their jobs. Economic experts have voiced understandable concern that with the majority of the world reliant on one company for its energy needs, we may be headed for a fall. The correspondent is cut short as the falling man crashes on his head.
Fucking joke, I'm a joke. I'm part of a joke. I said I'm a joke. Shit.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat down to every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, wubba-dubba-doo. Worst writer in the world. Worst writer in the world. Worst writer in the world. Worst writer in the world.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Worst Writer in the World. We hope you enjoyed it. Bye milk.
Yeah, me too. My milk.
He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer. Yeah.